The call came while my daughter lay in a hospital bed, her face swollen, her ribs bruised, her spirit fractured. His father's voice bled through the line, rich, venomous. "Your daughter's blood deserves this. She was just a plaything." He hung up before I could answer. I sat there in silence, phone still pressed to my ear. Rage should have erupted, but rage is a fire, and fire blinds. I'd spent 22 years behind a scope, learning patience sharper than bullets. My daughter's fiance, billionaire's son, protected by money, shielded by his father's reach. The doctor said she'd heal, but I knew wounds don't vanish. They echo, they scar. That night, I sharpened my silence into a weapon. And when I slipped past the gates of their $40 million fortress, I felt the weight of 22 years of training settle into my bones like a second skin. By dawn, 15 bodyguards were gone. The fiancé was gone. Lesson 1, I whispered into the empty halls, pain teaches better than privilege. I didn't kill him that night. That would have been too merciful. I watched him crawl, trembling, broken. A boy who thought wealth made him untouchable. I had stripped him of his shield in hours. But the betrayal wasn't just his violence, it was hers, my daughter's silence. She'd known. The bruises weren't new. I saw it in her hesitation, the way she clutched her hands when I asked questions. She had hidden it from me, out of love, out of fear, or because she thought he'd change. That truth cut deeper than his fists ever could. I had trained men to endure torture, to resist interrogation, to hold their secrets until their last breath. And my own daughter had carried her pain quietly, as if she didn't trust me enough to see it. It was betrayal by omission, by love warped into secrecy. The fiancé was just the surface wound. The infection ran deeper. I began peeling back their world layer by layer. His father's empire, offshore accounts, hidden bribes, names of judges, officers, and politicians buried in coded ledgers. I traced his reach not with bullets, but with data. Each discovery a trigger I refused to pull just yet. I watched my daughter heal. She asked where I went at night. I lied, calmly. Lies had become my camouflage. She still defended him, even in her sleep, muttering apologies through cracked lips. That confirmed it. His grip on her wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Manipulation woven through promises of power, wealth, status. She had loved the cage, even as it strangled her. Each new file, each new photograph, each new recording, it all painted the truth. His father hadn't just protected him, he had taught him, groomed him to break women, to bend them into silence. It wasn't one man's sickness, it was a dynasty's design. The final piece came from an old contact, medical records from other women, sealed settlements, NDA after NDA, all tied to the son, all buried with his father's money. I laid the files out across my kitchen table. The faces stared back, young, afraid, forgotten. My daughter was one of many. The truth wasn't that he broke her. The truth was that breaking women was the family business. That night I showed her the files. She stared, silent, tears carving tracks through her bruises. "He promised me I was different," she whispered. I said nothing. My silence was colder than any answer. She understood. I didn't storm the billionaire's mansion again. I didn't need to. I sent everything, files, recordings, bank transfers, to the right hands. Journalists hungry for blood, prosecutors tired of leashes, rivals waiting for weakness. And then I called his father. "You built an empire on silence," I told him, my voice steady, empty. "I built a career on patience. Guess which one lasts longer?" For the first time, he had no words, just breath caught in his throat, realization strangling him. The next morning, headlines tore his family apart. His son's face splashed across every screen. The fortress became a cage. The empire bled. and I hadn't fired a single shot. My daughter still wakes at night, sometimes gasping, sometimes silent. Healing isn't linear. I don't expect it to be. She doesn't ask what I did. She doesn't need to. The silence between us is different now. No longer secrecy, but understanding. The billionaire's empire burns slowly, piece by piece. Every week, another revelation, another betrayal unearthed. He built a kingdom on lies. I dismantled it with truth. I spent years teaching men to shoot from a mile away, to end lives with precision. But I've learned the slowest weapon is the deadliest. And as I watch my daughter sleep, safe, unbroken now, I know I was right not to kill him. Some wounds heal, some don't. But the ones I inflict are designed never to close.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.